Hey guys, welcome to Final Fantasy X Remastered. I didn't mod it because it looks beautiful as is, and we're doing the 1080p 60 frames. As far as I know, that's what it is. That's what I set it as, so it's coming up as it is, so it's good. There's some mods you can get for this game, but rather save them for when I do a run of like Final Fantasy VII. There's really good mods for that game. Okay, let's get this started.
The accused will plead guilty, appearing before the Guantanamo Bay U.S. military commission in the coming days. Thank you. Breaking tonight, we are learning new details of the release of two men who were in the country illegally, accused of trying to enter a secure U.S. government facility. First Mike Jackets has our update on the story we first brought you on the special report, still raising questions tonight, even as we're getting this info. Good evening, Brett. Good evening, Brett. And the motive is still unknown for the attempted breach, but just moments ago, ICE confirming two bots and issued Canadian nationals who were present in the U.S. have been released from ICE detention. Here's what we know, Brett. Hassan Hamdan, 32 years old, illegally receiving in April, was released by border officials. And Mohammed Dabu, 28 years old, who overstayed a student visa, were ordered released from ICE detention by a DOJ immigration judge in early June, posting bonds of $15,000 and $10,000. This all began, you recall, when the two were detained back on May 3rd at Marine Corps Base Quantico, intending to enter in a box truck, refusing orders to stop, and claiming to be Amazon contractors, something that the company denied. They were then turned over to ICE detention and charged now with Class B misdemeanor trespassing on a military base. But as you mentioned, what exactly
wow, from 22
secure military institutions and how the two men knew each other remains very concerning to a number of national security experts. Now, ICE tells Fox during the Joint Terrorism Task Force investigation.
New game.
No derogatory information was found.
Standard sphere.
ICE issued a statement
arranged.
It's
a new soundtrack.
Custody determinations on a case-by-case basis in accordance with U.S. law and U.S. Department of Homeland Security policy.
By the way, I'm using the Xbox One wired controller with batteries in there. I had to put a couple double A's in recently.
But ICE adds that since they were legally present in the U.S., they remain in legal proceedings. Let's see how it goes. They try to get into the box truck. Now they're on an adult bond, and we don't know what happens. We just expect them to show up because they're released free, running the streets at that significant court hearing. We will see. Griff, thank you. Up next, we head back to the White House. We'll talk to National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby about that prisoner trial today, our latest international news. And later, an athlete who failed a gender test fights a woman at the Olympics, and it's leading, as you can imagine, to a major controversy. As Khrushchev's and Cabela's stands tall in our unwavering commitment to honoring our heroes. We extend our gratitude beyond words by proudly offering a legendary salute discount to those who protect our freedoms. Our dedication to those who selflessly serve us runs deep within our community. It's not just a discount.
I definitely played this a lot in my childhood on console.
As Khrushchev's and Cabela's, your adventure starts.
Kind of a flashback for me. And I got the official strategy guide for the remaster for free download in a PDF. So I got X and X2 both in PDF remastered big strategy guide. I found out how much it was to buy 90 American, 100 American for it. If you want to pay that, sure. But if you want to go to the Internet Archive, they've got everything there.
That's why Select Quote makes getting coverage you need easy. Now get up to a $2 million policy with no medical exam and same-day coverage.
Visit selectquote.com. Here we go. Consumer Cellular uses the same powers as Big Wireless, but then passes the savings on the other. Save the money for something else. Speaking of, I ordered a SIM card for unlimited talk and text with reliable coverage starting at just $20. Call Consumer Cellular. When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off with Dupixent. Show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieve long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur and can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent. Fox Station would like to thank all active military and veterans by offering their first year of Fox Station free. Stream exclusive shows that celebrate our country. This is the story of the greatest American before there was an American. Here are real stories from real heroes, highlighting those who put their lives on the line for our freedom. This is their Top Gun School. 1 or 2 seconds. Sometimes split a difference between life and death. Go to foxnation.com and get your first year for free.
That will mean it was for you.
Fox and Friends stories Rob Gronkowski from previewing the upcoming NFL season to Tom Brady kicking off his broadcast career. The former tight end covers it all. Tomorrow, live on Fox and Friends. Gentle product I find very versatile, very affordable, very clean install. You get the same finished look of Stone Cold.
Cheer for me. Hey, I got a game to play. Maybe tonight? I mean, tomorrow. Promise.
Says to myself, what are you thinking?
Leaders like President Biden, like Secretary Clinton, like National Security Advisor Jay Sullivan, that understand the vital importance of diplomacy. You're training people, and it's great to have them home, but giving Putin things that he really wants, and they're actually encouraging instead of hostage.
Both sides of this huge issue, but getting these folks home is a major success. Where you come from, the families obviously see that as is America. Wall Street Journal writing this way: inside the secret negotiations to free Vendir Stolich, at the center of the struggle with the U.S. and Germany, 2 allies grappling with the moral and strategic calculus of freeing guilty prisoners to bring their innocent citizens home. But the U.S. wants to claim no national policy. That principle has been steadily pressing.
Make way, make way.
With that, let's get a reaction from this National Security Communications Advisor, John Kirby. John, thanks for being with us. Obviously, I heard Jay Sullivan, National Security Advisor today, celebrating this moment for the country. How do you see it? Tonight they're coming home, they'll land at Andrews, and that'll be a big one.
Yeah, well, it'll be closer to midnight here by the time they get up to Andrews Air Force Base and get reunited with their family. But imagine they haven't seen him this way. He's been in prison now for 6 some odd it'll be huge. It'll be a big night, very emotional night, I think, and a very important one, not just for them and their families, but for the United States of America.
We're seeing video of them in Turkey and tarmac there. The criticism. Here's Newsweek. Prisoner swap marks a success for Putin. Russia's exchange of political prisoners for spies with the West marks the largest swap of its kind since the end of the Cold War. Is being hailed as a success for Vladimir Putin. Russia has handed 8 spies and agents, including political assassin Vendir, who was convicted of Germany over a 2019 killing in Berlin. Obviously, we're happy that Vladimir Skovich and all of them are home. But what about that criticism directly?
Yeah, look, nobody's delighted or going backwards over here because Mr. Krasikov is now a free man. That's what negotiations are all about. They require tough decisions, tough calls. The president was willing to make that tough call in order to get these all these individuals, not just the Americans, all of them released. And it took some time.
So what you remind me of, Mitch? Yeah.
Schultz in Germany, who actually had to let Mr. Krasikov go. That took a lot of moral courage. But in the end, Brett, when you weigh it, yes, these are all criminals on the Russian side, and yes, they're all innocents on the West side. But in the balance, I think we could all agree that it's better to have innocent people no longer rotting in Russian prisons for the rest of their lives. And I think on balance, that's what it came down to.
So, this is the largest prisoner swap of its kind since the end of the Cold War. For the Vogel family in Pennsylvania, Mark Vogel, the teacher who was arrested in 2021 for half an ounce of medical marijuana, he's still there in jail. Why wasn't he in this deal?
Well, we wanted him to be in the deal, Brett. Believe me, we tried on multiple occasions throughout this process over many, many months to include Mr. Vogel. That was the plan, but we just couldn't get the Russians to budge. This was the deal we could get. This was what we could manage. It doesn't mean that our focus on Mr. Vogel evaporates at all. As a matter of fact, it simply intensifies, and there are ongoing conversations right now in discussions with the Russians to see what we can do to try to get Mr. Vogel home. We will keep at it. The president said it today, and he means it. We're going to do everything we can to get everyone who is detained American back home, or any American lawfully detained or not that's being held overseas unlawfully.
But this is now the MO for Russia, isn't it? I mean, holding on to these people, giving them spy charges, something. This was just medical marijuana, half an ounce. But they're going to hold on to him to get the next.
Yeah, but it's not something now. It's not a now thing for Mr. Putin. He's been doing this for decades. And at times when we were negotiating, he was still taking people unlawfully and wrongfully detaining them. At times when there are negotiations, he's still doing it. This is not a new trade for Mr. Putin. It's not a behavior that we think is going to change anytime soon, which is why, Brett, we urge Americans not to travel to Russia. There's a small potential risk there. Don't go. If you're there now, you ought to be making your way out.
I want to turn topics, and this is the 9/11 plea deal. Here's Senator Blumenthal in this debate.
I am very concerned about this plea deal, and I think we ought to scrutinize it very carefully. I champion the 9/11 families and their legal action in Saudi Arabia. It's much clear that we have an obligation to tell the American people about the potential complicity.
There's a lot of reaction to this, John. A plea deal that gets
orchestrated by the White House of this deal. Yesterday, the president has directed his national security team, as appropriate, to individuals and leaders at the Department of Defense to discuss this matter further. I'm limited into any other thing I can say about it right now, but obviously we weren't aware of it until yesterday. The president wants the team to discuss as appropriate with the Department of Defense.
But in order to close Gitmo, all of this has to happen. So you have to be aware of it. If that's still the goal. Is that still the goal?
We were not aware of it right until yesterday.
No, but in order to close Gitmo, you got to get him out of there. So is he still trying to close Gitmo?
There's no change to the president's policy and opinion that Gitmo ought to be closed. But in this particular case, with these plea deals, we're going to be reaching out to the Department of Defense as appropriate to have discussions about it.
John Kirby, we appreciate you coming on.
You bet.
Thanks. Up next, the progressive wish list. That is how some Republicans describe Kamala Harris's record. We'll take a look at all of that coming up.
I'm Tony Steve, digital strategist at AmericanEagle.com. Our clients have complex website and digital marketing. Factory Mishka, a high-end fashion brand, needed to expand their online presence, reach new customers, and increase online sales. We solve digital challenges like this all the time. We implemented a digital marketing strategy and more than doubled their online sales through management of email marketing, paid search, SEO, and social media. For results-driven digital marketing solutions, go to AmericanEagle.com.
Introducing Ned's Black Psoriasis. He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. Otezla can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking, with no routine blood test required. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people take Otezla on depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, Unite is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
I'm going broker here for the #1 hit maker.
Thanks for swinging by, Carl.
No problem, son. Bullshit.
We adjust the base, add more guitar, maybe some drums.
Wow, so many choices.
Yeah, Sean. I can get full service home management, advice, invest on my own, and trade on Thinkorswim.
Car is the only front end you need.
Oh, I gotta take this for Schwab. Have a choice in how you invest with Schwab. Hi, I'm Gina. I've tried so many things. None of it worked. I would quit after a few days or a week at the most. Goal is not like any of this goal and release. I'm a woman that I will ask and I'm keeping it on. Ordering is the only fully arranged season strike delivery for it.
I think this game originally came out in 2003. PlayStation.
For every occasion, Bordery is guaranteed to impress. Send the perfect gift at Bordery.com.
My son was always a happy-go-lucky kid. He was 25 when he got it. You walk in those sentence and carry them. You don't recognize
The need for Wounded Warrior Project continues. Your support is even more important now, because the greatest casualty is being forgotten.
It was a real hard time for us. And then walks Wounded Warrior Project. That right there is where everything started changing.
Our donors help parents stand receive programs and services that rebuilt their lives. Please join those who are already faithfully given. Call or go online.
Guys, come on. Maybe doesn't give up. You just keep fighting and pushing forward.
My life is not what I planned, but Wounded Warrior Project has helped me get past the pain and negativity.
Please, call or go online with your gift of $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket as a thank you.
It's very powerful. One warrior carried another one off the battlefield. Where I did the people in the station carried this warrior.
Please, give a little to those who gave so much for us.
I have touched you, Diane. But I'm not just going. It's filled with the big squeeze. I see my sea darkness. I need she's stars. I'm going on. It's easy to see. I'm going like you will see. Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to substance
Excellent.
kidney function, internal yeast and urinary tract.
I don't remember much of this game. I remember a lot of Final Fantasy 8 and 7. I played a shitload of them. I know a ton about the Triple Triad card game in 8. I love that game. I think I might do that one next.
Taking journeys because the primary insulin may cause low blood sugar.
What are you laughing?
Worries over economic slowdown data sent stocks tumbling down today. The Dow lost 495. The S&P 500 fell 76. The Nasdaq dropped 405. A New York appeals court has denied President Donald Trump's bid to end the gag order in the case involving his business practices. The Trump legal team had argued his conviction constituted a change in circumstances that warranted lifting the restrictions. A 5-judge panel ruled the order should remain in place until sentencing, which is scheduled for September 18th. The Trump campaign is announcing its July fundraising numbers. It says it took in $138.7 billion. The campaign says it has $327 million
Okay.
on hand. Republicans are hoping their criticism of the southern border during the Biden administration and trying to push for solutions will be a winning issue in November. Today, J.D. Vance made his first trip there since becoming the GOP vice presidential nominee. Senior correspondent Alicia Puglia is in Tucson.
Senator J.D. Vance cut the Biden part out of the Biden-Harris administration as he stood in Arizona's Montezuma Pass, area of Border Patrol's busiest sector along the U.S.-Mexico border.
It's hard to believe until you see it with your own eyes just how bad the policies of the Kamala Harris administration have been when it comes to the southern border.
As Vance works to regain his footing as Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, he's hoping to shift a conversation, one that's dogged him on the trail, his thoughts on people without children, to one proven favorable to his ticket: border security. A recent Wall Street Journal poll found Trump leads the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee by 13 points on the issue of immigration.
If people can come into this country and they know they're never going to be deported, you effectively have an open border. That's what Kamala Harris promised. That's what Kamala Harris did. And Donald Trump and I promised to do exactly the opposite.
Vance was in the Tucson sector where last month officers of the Port of Bluefield seized about 4 million fentanyl pills, the largest single fentanyl seizure in CBP history. Tucson is also home to Vance's potential rival, Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, who sits on Harris's VP shortlist. He and his Democratic colleagues in Arizona continue to blast the former president for killing the bipartisan border deal in Congress and are hoping a new Democratic administration will have the answer.
I don't think either party has been great on the border, but let's give her a chance. The Republicans have totally failed us.
Republicans here hope a ballot measure making illegal crossings a state crime will drive GOP turnout in November. Democrats are counting on a ballot measure on abortion access to do the same for them. Brent.
Alicia, thank you. Republicans are trying to portray Vice President Harris as an extreme radical from San Francisco on topics other than the border. Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel takes a look.
Now that she's under the campaign microscope, Republicans are calling Vice President Harris's record into question, saying her past positions on key issues have been a progressive wish list, even willing to change the Senate rules to force through a climate change agenda.
If they fail to act as President of the United States, I am prepared to get rid of the filibuster to pass a green deal.
Harris has also expressed support for limiting energy exploration.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning crack.
As a senator in 2018, Harris responded to calls from the left to abolish immigrations and customs enforcement.
There's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role, and we need to probably think about starting from scratch.
In June 2020, during nationwide protests calling for police reform, Harris expressed support for the cause.
Defund the police. The issue behind it is that we need to reimagine how we are creating safety.
Now that Harris is the presumptive Democratic nominee for president, critics say she's trying to rebrand herself.
Kamala is now being given a personality makeover, and all of a sudden she's the new Margaret Thatcher. That happened.
Harris is expected to announce a running mate in the coming days. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly are options if she wants help winning a battleground state.
She's not only ready, she's damn ready. You know who else knows she's ready?
A dream.
Donald Trump.
Harris and Running Man are expected to launch a battleground tour on Tuesday in Philadelphia, Wisconsin, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada to get them started. Right?
At all of them. Like that. A huge controversy at the Olympics tonight. A female boxer from Italy quits after being pummeled by an opponent with male chromosomes fighting in the women's division. Here's senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Fountain.
Controversy at the Paris Olympics, despite failing a gender test by the International Boxing Association and being banned from the tournament last year. Algerian 25-year-old Iman Khalif was okayed by Olympic authorities to compete. It was a very one-sided fight with Italian Angela Carini, also 25. After just 46 seconds and several sharp punches to the head, Carini abandoned the match, saying it was unfair and declaring she had never felt such strong blows in a contest before.
To have to go in there with the opposite gender when, look, women fight against women, men fight against men. So I don't even see how the Olympics done something like this.
Khalif has competed in other international tournaments, including the Olympics, but was banned last year due to, according to officials, elevated levels of testosterone. Algerian sports officials called the charges against Khalif baseless, but others have raised concerns about the health of opposing athletes when, according to one, a man fights a woman.
I hate to say told you so. We don't want anybody hurt.
Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-Ting is also competing in the Olympics and also failed a gender test, according to the International Boxing Association. In a statement, the IBA said this test conclusively indicated that both athletes did not meet necessary eligibility criteria or found to have competitive advantages over other female competitors. The IBA is no longer recognized by the Olympics, led by Russian. IOC officials have complained about a lack of financial transparency as they defended their decision to include the boxers.
These are regular athletes who've competed for many years in boxing. They're entirely eligible.
The Taiwanese boxer fights tomorrow, and with that, perhaps, more controversy. Correct.
See, great contact, London. Correct, thanks. Up next, we discuss the U.S.-Russia prisoner swap and the situation in the Middle East that is very tense right now. With Fox News senior strategic analyst, retired General Jack.
Here's why you should switch from Google to DuckDuckGo on all your devices. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, but it's private and doesn't spy on your searches. And DuckDuckGo lets you browse like Chrome, but it blocks cookies and creepy ads that follow you around from Google and other companies. And there's no catch. It's free. We make money from ads, but they don't follow you around. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo on all your devices today.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business was never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with Chase Ink Business Unlimited card with Chase for Business. Make more with what's yours.
I love to travel. I've been to Easter Island, the Galapagos, Morocco, India, and the first item that I pack is my balance of nature. It's been amazing.
Get 35% off your first set when you use discount code Fox News.
We really don't want people to think of feeding food like ours as spoiling their dogs. Good, real food is simple. It looks like food, it smells like food. It's what dogs are supposed to be eating. No living being should ever eat processed food for every single meal in their life.
It's amazing to me how many people write in about their dogs changing for the better. The farmer's dog is just our way to help people take care of them.
This outdated DMV has 2 forms of my ID.
Think of all the places that can expose your info. LifeLock monitors millions of data points for identity theft. If there's a problem, we fix it. Guaranteed. Sure, this prints business cards, but we also print bees and those. And a great fact, we print your brand on everything so customers can notice you, remember you, and fall in love with you. If you need it, we print it with 25% off for new customers at VistaPrint.com.
The power of the sweep, the speed of the flight, the precision of the button, to advance the future of golf.
Right.
America chose T-Mobile for Business with 5G-powered innovation to analyze player performance and expand coaching tools.
data-driven broadcast technology, giving fans unmatched views. T-Mobile is helping PGA of America enhance how the game is played. Experience game-changing innovation with T-Mobile for Business.
Remember, I want to be an actor.
So why don't you act like a good sister and get me some more uploads?
On second thought, I want to be a director. Let's try to see where you go get your offer.
Well, I guess some lemon and peppermints in the scene.
Ooh, and honey teriyaki too. Happy people, combat people.
Johnny hits the streets.
Democrats say being weird is a bad thing. I think Democrats are dumb.
America sounds off about the weird attack on Republicans tonight on Prime Time.
We plan to go for retirement, but I wish we had more cash.
You think?
Damn you ugly.
You're making a deal that might make President
I think this is scripted.
It's not going to be just or fair, but it will bring the Americans back home. I just wish we didn't have to wait, because for us, oh yeah, it's a few more months. For the prisoners, every day is a day that they might die.
Didn't happen with Smitty Burton a couple of weeks ago here on Special Reporters with Global Reach. Part of this, got a statement from him. We're going to talk about the U.S.-Russian prisoner swap and also the situation in the Middle East. Let's bring in Fox News senior strategic analyst, retired General. General, thanks for being here. You know, it's a big day, and it can't take away from all of these folks coming here. But from a strategic point of view, what does it mean for Putin? What does it mean for the U.S.?
Well, it's a big game. The symbology of it, he loves that. And he's, you know, Putin is in something of a precarious situation. He started a war. He thought it was going to be over in a few weeks. It's become a protracted war. It's hitting his economy. It's hitting his people. Certainly, the sanctions haven't been as successful as we wanted, but nonetheless, the economy is hurting. And Putin, he depends on those security forces that he has around him and his elites to keep him in. They have got to be the closest to him and those that he can trust. So when he's bringing home one of his operatives and some other people as well who did his business overseas, that sends a huge message. So that's part of the equation here.
Yeah, I heard National Security Advisor Derek Sullivan today say, he was asked about the Ukraine war, and whether that has any implications here, whether there's some détente that could be coming out of this, and they separated the two baskets, saying it's completely different. As you look at the map of Ukraine and what's happening, not a lot has changed on the ground. Just a few weeks ago, I talked to President Zelensky here in Washington at the Reagan Foundation and asked him about Putin and what his goals may be, if he may soften some of that. Here's what he said.
Putin will never stop on Ukraine. And you will see it. If we will not stop him, he will go further. He will go further. And he will go to the NATO countries. And after that, the people and soldiers of the United
Let's save this.
will go and will defend these countries.
Do you think that's true, or do you see
Excellent.
some glimmer of hope out of what has just transpired?
Yeah, I absolutely believe that the Ukrainians still have opportunity.